Time, as you know, and it's sometimes hard to compare the two because the mindset, I think our mindset as a class at that time was, before the sit-ins and everything, is when we were going out into the world that we would have to excel in whatever we did, more so than people of other races, because of the fact that we were considered second-class citizens at that time. The sit-ins was great, for me anyway, uplifting of a burden that seemed to be with me from times I can remember. The first time I got on the bus and saw the signs that said for colored and for white, and the sit-ins were just a release for me for that, and of course it affected me for the rest of my life.
How does it influence you today? Like, have we become, like, since that period, like, you know, we were trying to move past to a colorblind, polite society, but it seems like in recent years we've become a very uncivil society, a very polarized society. How do you see that now?
I see it right because of the way the political situation is now, and not just, there have always been a section of the population that wanted things to not ever change. The South has never changed. This is my opinion, of course, but the South never changed. I don't think they should. And there are some people that have tried ever since Reconstruction. There are people that have tried to undo the fact that the South lost a war. And like I said, that's just my opinions. But there are certain segments of the population that are just will not listen to anything anybody else has to say. And
so we're becoming just rude to each other now, though?
We're becoming really polarized, I think, as a nation of people, I think. And it can be understood because people tend to emulate what happens from their leaders. And our leader at the present time is a person that I personally have no respect for, and I'm sure a lot of other people do. And because of some of the things that he is in place, or some of the ideas that he's trying to forward, and some of the things that have been with our administration, with the last administration, that he's trying to undo. And so it seems to me that that's the politics now, our politics of the separation.
And so is there still a need then, with all of this happening in this country, for civil rights leaders?
I think there's a great need, a greater need now than ever. The thing about, and it's a true saying, is history repeating itself. People should remember, I should call this maybe the time of the ostrich, because that seems like what a lot of people have, their head buried in the sand and not realize what's going on. Less than 100 years ago, we were fighting people in a war that wore swastikas on there and as a uniform, and now we've got them marching, and the president saying that they are good people among that group. So there's been a great change, but we do need more leaders, young people, to realize what's going on now. It's not all good on the top. I mean, it may seem so, but.
Do you have hope? Are you positive, though, that maybe we can move forward to a more civil society? What is it going to take?
It's going to take a whole lot of, because I think there's a group of people that will not really listen to reason, and I don't care what you say is going, and that's on. I'm gonna say that's on both sides. There has to be there has to be a meeting. You've got to talk about things, but you can't just disregard what any person says. I mean, there's got to be a meeting of the minds on both sides, I think, anyway.
Okay.